What is a YouTube troll?
According to Wikipedia, in internet slang, a troll is a person who starts quarrels or upsets people on the internet to distract and sow discord by posting inflammatory and digressive, extraneous, or off-topic messages in an online community with the intent of provoking readers into displaying emotional responses and normalizing tangential.
Well, this is very ironic and interesting. Isaac Ostrom posted his video of Redgard today, which failed, and I knew it would once I started watching the video because he applied it all the wrong way. If I ever tried to apply Curdy Schluter, I'd probably fail too. But I'm going to read some of the comments here because they're pretty funny. People say I have a thick skin. No, it's just because generally I don't really care about comments. They're not that important to me. I don't even know who this guy is, Mark Birdwell. Star Tile comments, 1, 2, 3, go. He's probably blocked from my channel. A lot of people that get blocked because they are acting like a kid, then continue to act like a kid on somebody else's channel. This Mike S. guy is definitely blocked. He apparently had some things to say to me that weren't appropriate on my channel, so I blocked him. And he says, I might have slightly humbled Star Tile. No, you haven't. A bit by posting a very in-depth comment on one of his recent videos. I never saw it, Mike. Concerning doing everything incorrectly and talking poop about people who follow proper procedure. Perhaps I'm wrong. He could be in jail. No, Mike. I don't spend my time in jail. You might want to look in the mirror. However, sadly, he deleted my comments and apparently never saw them. If your comments were deleted, it means you said something inappropriate. I have 3 rules about my channel. There's no cursing. There's no bad-mouthing me or anybody else for that matter. I don't allow that. And if it doesn't further the cause of the video at hand, then yes, you're going to get blocked. Apex Floor Designs, yes, you have been a bad boy, so you are definitely blocked from my channel. So what this guy does is he goes to Sal's channel, he goes to Isaac's channel, and he goes to other people's channels, and he makes comments like this. And so whoever this might be sexy, oh my god, yeah, you're a boy. Here's another one. Some guy. Why am I excitedly waiting for Star Tile to bring some snark to the comment section of a freaking video about waterproofing a shower? Yeah. Man, there's some very immature so-called men out there. He's a freaking turd. Eat a deek. If you have a screen name, eat a deek. Enough said on that. See, this is why I don't pay attention to the comments. They're entertaining, but I could care less. It doesn't really matter. I mean, seriously. If you and your LLC, seriously? So you can't come on with a mature comment. Why comment at all? Here's another guy that was butthurt that he was blocked. Renaissance man. Okay, so if I go to your channel, this channel doesn't have any content. Okay. So you have something to say, but yet you have nothing to back it up. You have no videos, you have no content, you have nothing. The trolls. Just be anonymous. I'm just going to come up with a profile that has nothing on it. So I can just go out there and make snide remarks on everybody's channel and act like I know what I'm talking about. And see, unblock user. Nope, not going to do that. But he's blocked, which is why he doesn't like me. If you come to me like a man, if you come to me with an intellectual response, and you have another way, or you differ with me or something like that, I have no problem with that. Go across my channel, and you will see there are comments that are opposed to mine, to my videos, that people say they don't agree with me, and that's fine. They can leave those comments there. But when you're a smartass, you see, you get blocked. And I'll block you all. In fact, you're blocked for life. You'll never comment on any of my videos ever. And I could care less.
You're a troll, an ignorant troll. You're threatening and bashing and desperately asking for attention because you're a troll.
Anyway, enough of that. Redgard doesn't fail. It only fails when its operator malfunction. Not that I have anything against you, Isaac. I think you're a very bright guy. I think you follow directions a way bit too much, and that you allow comments like that. Anytime there's a derogatory comment, especially towards somebody else on my channel, it goes away. I delete it, and I block the person for putting it up there. So Isaac, have some proper decorum about your channel. On to my experiment, and this is the irony I was talking about before I started. I did not slather this stuff on like Isaac did. Straight sheetrock with just caulking. There's no tape, there's no fleece material in the corners, nothing. 2 coats of Redgard in the corners, 2 coats of Redgard on all the sheetrock. And I have my water, and this is in my house. So, do I want to put some towels down there just in case? Yeah, sort of I do, you know, because I don't want to ruin my floors. And my carpet that's right next to my floors, I don't want to do that. You saw how I rolled this on, right? Even in Isaac's video, he said that a roller is only meant to push it around and not to roll it around, which is really not true. Just think of Redgard as like paint. Because in the end, that's all it is just paint. But it's a waterproofer. So there's only 2 gallons in here. I'm going to let it set here, and I'm going to do a little moisture meter reading down here at the seam. At the seams down here, probably about an hour or so. I've already done 2 experiments with Redgard already. I did one on a cardboard box some years ago, where that was painted on inside of a cardboard box, which is just paper. That's all this stuff is. And then the latest one I did was on just normal sheetrock, but it was a smaller scale. So this is a much larger scale. This is almost 2 feet across by 2 feet across. So much larger scale. There's no water coming out of here. I mean, you literally saw how I put it together. What I refer to sometimes in my videos, a book soldier. A book soldier, for your information, is usually a West Pointer in the military academy that does everything by the book. They are a very dangerous breed when you get into combat. When I first went into the fire academy, you know, they taught us everything by the NFPA, National Fire Protection Association, by the book. But once I get to my duty station, my first fire station, the chief said, forget 70% of what you learn. Because we have SOP here, and that's based on experience. And so, yeah, you know, books are okay as a guide, but that's all they are, as a guide. I am so glad that Isaac and Mr. Landberg and some other people on YouTube are doing experiments in real life type of experiments. This is what we do on a daily basis. This isn't based on no book. This isn't based on the NTCA, any of that stuff. This isn't even based on the R&D that a lot of you guys are hoodwinked into believing. You're going to do your own testing. You're going to do your own, and then pass that information to me? No. I want first-hand, real-life information, and that's what I'm doing here. I have a paint roller, as it were, because specifically, the last time I did this Redgard test, I had a very small mock-up. I put it directly on sheetrock, and I had some 1-bys surrounding it, and I painted it with a brush, and I think I had 2 coats on there. It was 2 coats. And I let it set for 21 days, and even though Redgard says you cannot use it on a gypsum product because it's paper, it's all it is a paper backing. They don't recommend it for paper. See there, that's all it is before you get to the gypsum. Even though they said that, I have used it for years without any issue, without any failure. I even painted a cardboard box, which is basically paper, years ago, and that was waterproof after a week. I'm doing this a little different this time. I have no wood between here. I hope the water doesn't rip away all the caulking, because I'm going to set the water probably about halfway up. And I might shore it up on the sides just in case. I don't want to ruin the experiment. But the reason I did that is because I want to prove to you, and again, you know, I'm not beholden to Redgard. It's just the product that I've used over these years. You could use Aqua Defense, Hydroban, it really doesn't matter, because it's all going to be a waterproof membrane, a topical paintable waterproof membrane, as opposed to the mechanical bond or lack thereof that you have with Curdy Schluter. Schluter has all the tape and all that stuff, and you're supposed to use thin set. I don't care what kind of thin set you're going to use, it's still a cement material, and cement material is porous, and that's why those experiments fail. So you don't know what you don't know, and again, other YouTubers out there talk about you're going to have a failure if you don't do XYZ, but they don't show any experiments. A couple of guys out there continue to do videos and push products and push methods without showing the experiment. But thanks to Isaac and myself and Mr. Landberg, you know, you can see for yourself. It's not a matter of I'm telling you what to do. It's a matter of you decide for yourself which one works better, which is 9 inches. So I can put 2 coats on very easily. So I got a 9-inch roller, 9-inch sides, and then I'll paint the bottom as well with the roller. I'll only use a brush for the seams, the inside seams. The caulking is not even silicone. All that is a latex caulking. So yeah, I'm going to get started on this. Now it has been a couple of days for all the caulking to dry out. And I have my Redgard, my pan, and my roller, and my brush all ready to go. As I said before, I'm going to roll on these 4 sides, put it on its side, and roll it on the bottom, and then I'll use the brush for the corners, same as I do any other shower. This will replicate a floor, obviously, and that will replicate the walls the way I do it. The caulking is kind of incidental. Yes, I don't do the caulking on a real shower, but the liner is up against there rather than having the caulking, and I know the liner is waterproof, so it's basically a replication of what's really going on. And I will let this sit up in my living room. I will let it set up with water in it for at least a week. If it's longer than that, I'll let you know. that is very, very atypical of what I do on a shower. Every job I do, I always paint first in my corners and my curb and those areas. Then I paint the walls, wait for everything to dry. Paint the walls a second time. Then I see where my seams are at, because when it goes on pink you can see the red. Then you know where you've done your seams. And then I paint my seams. So, and I never use backer board for my shower floor. This is a horizontal, just so you'll know that it's waterproof. I put a leaf in that little tiny box experiment that I did. I guess I could do the same thing with this. So I'll just kind of stick that in there best I can. There you go. Okay. So you know that I'm not putting in a third or a fourth coat on, but you know, for your purposes, because everybody doubts that it can be used on sheetrock and doubts that, you know, that it's monolithic and that it will hold water and everything. Again, just like I said on my other experiment, this is for you. This is for you. This isn't for me. I already know it's a foregone conclusion that this will hold water. And I'm going to fill this up with water probably tomorrow evening when I get home from work. I will fill this up probably about halfway. I'm going to keep the clamps on in the meantime because I don't want the caulking to rip away from the sheetrock and then cause a big mess in my house. But I will keep it in my house, fill it about halfway with water, and we shall see. I'll leave it in there for at least 5 to 7 days. So it's been about an hour, and I was freaking out a little bit because the moisture meter, when I put it on this seam, right there on the seam, it's showing like a 7 or an 8. Right? I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what have I done? I'm going to screw up. There's a 9. I'm going to screw up my whole floor. This thing is failing. But then I went up here where I know it's dry, and that's also a 7 and an 8. Because that's the caulking. Same as over here. We have 7 and an 8 because we have caulking up there, even though I know that's 100% dry. It's obviously showing some moisture, so that's innocuous. Overnight, there has been no change. There has been no anything. I'm going to pour some more water in here. Another pot. I really want to do like 2 more of these and get it up to the halfway mark. I still might do that. So here we go. This is overnight with the pot of water that I had in there. It's about 2.5 to 3 inches thick of water, and this pink, people say, oh, it turns back to liquid. It's chemically impossible for this to turn to a solid and then back to liquid again. It just doesn't work that way. My moisture meter, as you saw last night, is showing a water content, or moisture content as it were, of about 7 or 8 on the caulking, and we already know this is dry-ish. So here we are again, 7 and 8, you know, showing on the caulking, which is not surprising, I suppose, because all it is caulking. And here we are on the edge here where you would expect water penetration. Now that is showing definitively a 10, and not a 7 or an 8. There's an 11. So you could say, you could theorize that there's some more moisture content going on than there was yesterday because the water has set in here. So scientifically speaking, I don't know if there's some moisture content that is actually slipping through the Redgard a little bit. Is that possible? I don't know. Or maybe I'm just putting the prongs into the caulking a little more. Let's see if If I can do it on here, if I can push it in there a little bit more. Yes, there's a 9. So it's just a matter of on these prongs. I'm not the trier of fact, although I purport to be, because factually speaking, this is not leaking. Factually speaking, this is not leaking. I like that. You are the trier of fact. I simply present the evidence. So, you know, a good lawyer just puts all the evidence out there, and then the jury kind of decides, you know, or the judge decides what the outcome is going to ultimately be. Well, I have to admit to you, all day at work, I was a little concerned. Because I had, this morning, put another pot of water in here. So, probably about 3.5 to 4 gallons of water. Somebody talked about this being pink and rubbing off. And now it's been here for 48 hours. There's nothing rubbing off on here. Anyway, I'm back to pour some more water in. And I was just kidding about I was worried. If I were worried, I would definitely wouldn't have it on my floor. So I don't have to put my tripod up. Yay. Strength. I said I was going to go up halfway, but I don't know if I'm going to go up halfway, because I'm going to be into, you know, 10 gallons going up halfway or more. I don't know if I want to do that much water. I might, though. That's the third pot of water going up to another level. I'll probably, you know what, I'm going to bring my shop back this weekend. I'm going to fill it up halfway. But yeah, 48 hours. Yet another day. This is day 4. 4 or 5? Nothing to see. But I still want to fill it up halfway. I still want to be able to, the last couple of days, have it at least a halfway mark, if not more. I just don't want to do it in here in case the caulking pulls apart. I don't want to mess in my living room. So I'm going to transfer all this water into a bucket and fill it up outside, maybe inside the garage. All of a sudden I realized when I was going to go outside with this that I have my gazebo where I usually do my experiments at, and I'm like, voila, that's perfect, because even if it does fall apart, I don't really care if this carpet gets wet. I have filled this thing up almost totally full. I had never intended, nor did I put the Redgard on thick enough toward the top, I don't think. Some areas it did, but obviously there's like this one coat thing going on over there. But I have filled this thing up. The bucket that I have is 4 gallons. I think it was 15 liters to fill it up. And there's 4 buckets in here, so this is 20 gallons of water. 20 gallons of water is crazy. I like this. Did they ever shut up on your planet? I think they made that for me. I'm going to let it set in here for a couple more days. I'm going to take a couple more quick readings on these edges here. And then I'm going to go ahead and dismantle this thing and get rid of it once and for all. I might keep it around just like I keep that around in case I want to do a future experiment. If anybody has anything that they want to have me do with this when I'm totally done with this experiment, then chime in the comments. I will keep it around for a while, and you can decide what I should do with this box. I was freaking out just a little bit, not because I thought the Redgard would fail, but because there's 20 gallons of water in here. Water weighs something like 7 pounds per gallon. Crazy. No failure. My caulking didn't fail. It's not ripping apart. I wonder if I took these. Off, if the thing would fall apart. I don't know. Maybe I'll try that at the end. Yeah. Waterproof. Proof positive. 2 more days to go. Not that it would matter. I could leave it in here a month, but at least 2 more days. You know, I started on YouTube putting videos up there for FYI stuff, and it was kind of a side thing for me. My work was the main thing, and I kind of still am at that same philosophy. I still want to put out information, but I get very, very busy. This thing has sat in here for going on 2 weeks now. I think it's been about 12 days. And 12 days later, just nothing going on. A little water got lost from dissipation, and that's it. Evaporation, if you will. And I'm still busy. So I'm going to let... There's no rush to put a video out. I would rather put out good information than rushed information. So I'm going to let it set up. I've got other videos I can post in the meantime, and I'm not really too concerned about it. As I said before, I already knew the outcome. The outcome is exactly what I thought it was. It would be a surprise if it was anything else. Hey, if you enjoyed that video and you learned something, consider being a Patreon member. $5, $10, $15 a month would help me greatly produce more videos. I make nothing from YouTube at all. If you're going to call me for advice, please donate $50 for 30 minutes. My link to my PayPal and my Patreon account is down below. You can click on those. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you get immediate notifications as soon as I post videos. And thank you very much for your support.